Hello folks and welcome to the Vertigo Tea Party, and let's try Bound by Flame. It's available for Windows for $39.99. It's developed by Spiders, the same developers who made Mars Warlog, also an RPG, published by Focus Home Entertainment. It's available for the PC, PS3, PS4, and the Xbox 360. It supports Steam achievements, Steam trading cards, and full controller support. Now I will be playing on the PC, and I will be using the mouse and the keyboard because that is what the master race chooses. So let's go ahead and continue. I'm about hour and a half in, probably hour and a half in. So what's funny is usually when I do these let's try videos, I try to go in blind to the point I don't even want to hear reviews that others have made about the game. But I have actually just kind of stumbled upon other reviews, some of it on purpose, admittedly, just out of curiosity. And I've been hearing a lot of negativity about this game, and I can kind of understand some of it, but I can't say I understand it fully, because I've actually been enjoying my time so far in the game. So, story-wise, you go by the name Vulcan, and you are in this mercenary band. We're gonna sneak up here. You're in a mercenary band, and you're basically holding off these undead. It has something to do with like being frozen or something like that. I think that's the name, Frozen. But anyway, you are charged to protect these not merchants, but these scholars. Unstuck, because I know there's a guy here. Oops, did I hit the wrong button? There we go. Now you'll notice in my top left, first of all, is my health bar. See that I've gotten hit 3 times and I'm almost dead already. This game does not F around. Oop, I actually dodged that, but it hit me for some reason. So, this is probably the thing that I'm hearing people complain about the most, is the difficulty is really high. And the difficulty is high because enemies just do like a ton of damage. And they have a lot of health. Now, anytime you see, well, there's two times you see that game slow down. One, if I do a crit, or if I time my duck back just in time. On these guys, you have to duck or you have to drop back like as soon as the animation starts. There is no reacting to the animation. And I'll explain what the hell is going on here in just a minute, I promise.
Yes, I know what you're thinking, mercenary.
It did actually look like a giant penis. I wasn't going to say anything, but he said it first and she agreed. Totally. But anyway, yeah, story, you're a mercenary group protecting these scholars who were trying to find something to help beat back these unending, unstoppable, undead army. And of course, something went terribly wrong. Trademark, copyright, infringement. So, I don't even know where the hell I was going with that. The idea was it's been used so much that, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so something horribly wrong happens and your body is now infested by a demon. I don't think I'm really giving any major spoilers away. This all happens within like the first 5 to 10 minutes of the game. So you are going to try to fight. Oh, looks like we cannot stealth. It's a little too late for that, I think. Yep, he has seen me. Now, if I could get a moment, I'm going to kill this first. And again, we obviously want to dodge because these things do a ton of damage. Looks like there's another enemy over here. A lot of enemies like this do ranged. Ouch. Now, one of the big issues I have with the combat so far, not even necessarily with the combat itself, is that, let's actually go into this. Let's drink a potion. I don't know why the animation doesn't look anything like you're drinking a potion, but it doesn't. But let's kill this stuff quickly. Ouch. But yeah, as you can see, you take a ton of damage, and the enemies have quite a healthy amount of hit points. No pun intended there. Oop, dodge out of the way. Alright, hell, another one. Wish she'd heal me up a little bit more. Now, if I could time my dodges a little bit better, I also get bonuses to crit chance from behind, so I'm going to try to get behind them if I can, or at least flank them. Oop. Again, you'll notice even when I crit, again, I go into slow motion when I either crit or dodge just in time. Let's drink another health potion. We can also use spells. Looks like I leveled. So ever since we got that monster in us, we can actually cast spells as well. Ouch. So yeah, I tend to agree that enemies have a lot of hit points. Now, not everything is susceptible to fire, so that's part of that. But you'll see, again, it's taking a little while to kill these enemies even when I'm critting. So that's some... I haven't read in-depth reviews. Why am I... Oh, I'm targeted. I'm going to let her heal me up a little bit. I haven't read the interview or the reviews in depth, but I know I saw a little bit of complaints about how difficult it was, like how tough all the enemies were. Like they have a ton of hit points, and as you can see, they kill you very quickly. And some of these, it's hard to even judge the timing. And then that happens. That happens a lot. I call that, what do I call that? I would call that... what's that first boss in Dark Souls where you... not the first boss. Capra Demon, where half the fight is because the camera's bad. This, where you're trying to fight an enemy and you move and then you get and the plants are on the way. This has happened a lot and gotten me killed and taken needless damage quite often. So anyway, let's stop for a little bit. I want to jump right into the combat just so you can see how it works. So let's explain the combat a little bit. You have two modes, two main modes. I'm in what's called Ranger mode, but it's pretty much Rogue mode. It's two dual wielding daggers, and you do like faster damage, but not as much. And it's it seems to be a little bit easier to riposte. Now, how do you riposte? It actually depends on your mode, but we'll go over that in just a bit. So the Rogue has slightly different abilities, does a little bit more damage, etc. Now, there's the Warrior mode. You cannot dodge here, but I can also do like a kick. So if an enemy is blocking, I can kick. Now, you can actually switch during battle. So you might want to, say, switch to the Warrior to knock the shield away, and then switch to the Rogue to get in an attack while the shielding is down. Now, I spend 99.9% of my time in the Rogue mode. The other 0.1% is showing you guys the Warrior mode, just because that's just my preferred playstyle. And the attack types are different. You can see the longsword's a little bit slower. That's the weak attacks. You have the harder AE attacks. You can actually charge the AE attacks, and they'll do more damage as such. You can actually supposedly hold the left click, but I don't think that actually works. Anyway, so yeah, I stick in this mode most of the time. You can also stealth in either mode. The game goes kind of gray, and you can sneak up on enemies. It's pretty damn rare that this is actually useful, because the enemies are usually set up in such a way that there's multiples, and one will see you coming and alert all the others. So it's not been very useful at all. So we actually gained a level. So let's go ahead and hop into the leveling system. Another thing that a lot of people are going to be very interested in. Now, you start the game with 2 trees, but again, very shortly on, you get access to the third. And it says 4 points remaining. That's because I actually gained a level before, and I didn't spend it because I wanted to show them on this video. But it looks like I gained another level. I've been getting levels incredibly quickly. Like I said, I've only been playing maybe 2 hours, and I'm already level 10. I actually wouldn't mind that so much. I think it'd be a good idea if maybe the early levels are really fast, and then the leveling curve just went way steeper. Because early levels in RPGs can be frustrating, because it feels like you're incredibly weak, and all the good abilities are out of your reach. So this has actually been kind of interesting to get all the abilities, though I still think it's actually maybe a little too quick. Anyway, so you have the Warrior, Ranger, and Pyromancer tree. Pyromancer tree is obviously dealing with the powers that you got from the demon infesting your body. Ranger is going to be more attacking from behind, more damage from parries, things like that. And Warrior is, well, Warrior type stuff. So let's look at the Ranger tree, which is what I've been going up. You can see each level has three levels, I guess you could say, or each tree has 3 levels, I guess you could call it. So here, for example, reflexes. If you dodge out of the way of an attack just in time, and that amount of time varies based on like equipment and whatnot, but if you dodge just in time, now normally you can dodge and it just misses, but if you dodge right before they hit, you can actually riposte. And this tree builds up your riposte, because I really like to build up my riposte in pretty much any game that I have that option to do. So for example, here at the first level, the first point I put in, there's more time to riposte. So in other words, I don't have to dodge quite as specific. Chance of superhuman dodge when riposting plus 50%. I actually don't know what that means. Chance of superhuman dodge when riposting 100%. Still don't know what that really means exactly. But I wanted this stuff. Now, over here, you'll notice this is novice, amateur, expert, and master. And there's a number here. This is your level in this tree. So I'm a level 4. I have like 14 levels in ranger, if you want to think of it that way, even though my character is level 10. Again, this is based on how many points you've spent. So I've spent 14 points, or I guess 13 points, in the ranger tree. And I can't spend points on a tree until I've gotten high enough in that skill set. So for example, when I only had 9 points in ranger, I couldn't buy the expert or the master, and I need 24 points to unlock master. So I'm still got to get 10 more points into this skill tree to get whatever this master skill is. And you can see there's typical skill trees. I need to go up both of these and unlock everything in order to get the poison type thing. So let's go ahead and do that. These trees are your types of attacks and types of abilities. So for example, this is my fast attack tree. When I left click, I do fast attacks. This is my right click attack tree, or the more AE attacks that makes these better. This is the stealth tree, which so far seems like it would be very weak, even though it looks like, you know, as you put points in it, enemies have a harder and harder time seeing you. So that makes sense. Maybe once you put a bunch of points into it, stealth actually becomes viable. See, this is the blocking tree. As you can see, there's not really a whole lot to it, and I almost never block anyway, so I'm not worried about it. And of course, this is dodging, which again, you can only do while you're in ranger mode, which I just still want to call it rogue mode, because it's rogue mode. Let's be honest with ourselves. It's rogue mode. I don't know why they call it ranger mode. It's kind of weird. Anyway, so let's go ahead and we're going to buy Expeditious. I'm not going to read off all of them. It's chance of superhuman dodge for the duration of an assault. Sure. Yes. Ravaging assault. Ability to interrupt of assault. So, some of the English is not great. I don't think English may be their native language. If it is their negative language, then I'm sorry. I probably insulted you by saying a lot of this seems like not greatly interpreted text. Most of it's fine. Most of it you can tell what they mean, but some of it's, you know, a little iffy. Anyway, ability to interrupt. We want to buy that. Yes. Damage of assault, plus 20%. Assault is, again, the right-click ability. And so we have one more point. Chance of critical hit on assault. Oh, wait, can I actually buy this now? Oh, okay. So I guess we only had to get the first point of assault. Okay, that makes sense. I'd rather have this. Chance of poisoning with daggers, 10%. This looks like a default. I don't think I need to actually buy poison to poison a dagger. So, yeah, I've been putting all my points in ranger. Obviously, you can mix and match however you want, but I like to focus and get this one tree really, really high first. So when you level, you get, it seems like you get 1 to 2 skills. I usually get 1 point, but it seems like once or twice I've gotten 2 skill points rather. So let's look at feats. You also get a feat point, at least 1 feat point per level. Sometimes, again, it seems like you get 2. Maybe I'm missing a few there, but here you can actually get your, well, feats, as you can imagine. It looks like 1 is locked, which I don't really know how to unlock that yet. Feats are interesting because they work as you would imagine. Let's see, you have your various abilities like tough, maximum life plus 10%, practical, experience earned, 10%, additional weight you can carry, blah, blah, blah. But they're not all unlocked immediately. So for example, intense, your maximum mana magic increases even more, maximum magic plus 20, but I have to cast 30 fireballs before I can even unlock it. That's an interesting way of doing feats. Is it kind of unnecessarily complicated? I don't know. It feels like they're not really rewarding you for doing those things. For example, with assassin, for like temperate, I need to kill 15 enemies with a fire spell. It's not really a reward. It's not like you get this immediately when you do that. It's saying your reward is your ability to buy it, which seems a little bit weird to me. But yeah, you have your 3, well, right now 3 trees of feats. Exploration, which is basically just random stuff. Finder, let's buy this one. The nearby chests give off a sound. Sure, why not? And some of these do cost more than 1. For example, for Colossus, because I bought the level 1, gives 10 hit points. For the level 2, I need to get 3 talent points. So I don't have enough for that. That's fine. Let's go with Alchemist. Mana potions are more effective. Well, I never use mana potion. That seems kind of a waste. I don't really have anything. Gunner. Trap damage plus 50%. Sure, let's do that. And I'll show off traps and whatnot a little bit later. So we've leveled. Good. You can also quick save anywhere, which is really, really nice. And I'm sure you've also noticed Sybil here. Now, Sybil, you can actually have her help you in battle. Well, she automatically helps you in battle. It doesn't seem to be anything too complicated with the companion controls. They just kind of do what they want for the most part. You can guide them in a very general sense. Nope, he saw me. Oh well. Let's go ahead and give... I'm casting the fire buff on my swords. And I always hit tab when I try to block. Oh, now you see, notice there that I dodged just in time, which caused the time to slow down. I'm going to attack from behind because that does increase... I bought a point, or I spent a point so that I do extra... Or I have an extra chance to do crits from behind. Jeez. I can't talk tonight. What's up with that? On some enemies, it seems that the window... She mostly heals, by the way. You can change that, though, and I should have actually showed you in that battle. But she mostly will heal, and I think she's intended to be mostly a support-type character. Because even if you tell her, hey, I want you to be more on the offensive, in fact, let's do that. Speak to her.
Sybil, can I talk to you?
Yes?
Let's see. We need to talk more about your combat style.
Talk about your combat style.
What do you want me to do?
Now we can tell her to stay where she is, tell her to be more offensive or be more defensive. Now this is a little vague because it's not telling you how she is now, and I actually have her on defensive, but the defensive option is there. So it's almost like if you keep asking her, I want you to be more and more and more defensive, but I don't think it works that way. So let's try to ask her to be more offensive.
You can't just defend yourself. You've got to go out and hit those enemies.
I will do what I can, but it's not really my specialty.
So she will tell you that, hey, you know, this is not really what I'm great at, but I'll do it. And apparently you do get more companions later on in the game. But again, we're pretty early on. I'm just looking for things to kill and murder. Like I said, the combat definitely is a little weird. A little, I don't know if I want to use the word janky. It's definitely rough. It's definitely very, very punishing. And that if you get hit once, it takes a significant amount of hit points off. Let's go ahead and climb up here. We're going to go this way. Now you can see on our map, we have that little gold book 2. That means that's where secondary quests are. Now the gold arrow is where our primary quest is, though. So that's where we want to go. We want to look around because there are some enemies that will fly.
Soldiers came up against a stronger force. A much, much stronger force.
Apparently they did. Got anything to loot? No. Of course not. Of course, yeah, we would like to sneak, because if you do a sneak attack on an enemy, even without spending any points, you do a lot of extra damage. Which, of course, is a good thing. Oh, there's an enemy, but he's probably going to see me. Can't tell which way he's facing. Let's see if we can't go around. Now, I don't think your companion hurts you as far as that goes, as far as stealth goes, but anyway, we're going to sneak up. Hopefully we can actually get a... Alright. As you can see, we actually did a lot of damage there. And I did a riposte. And I automatically do a... Once you pair... If you do just-in-time parry, you automatically riposte. So when you see me jump back and then jump forward, the jump forward part is automatic. Like that where I hit him 3 times, that was automatic. Yeah, it definitely... At least right at this point, you cannot get lazy with the combat. You've got to pay attention. So let's talk about all these items I've been looting. Wow, we actually got daggers too. This game's been very stingy. These are the swords it's given me. I've gotten 5 swords. Let's look at my daggers. I've gotten 3 daggers. So yeah, it's been pretty stingy with daggers, which is a shame because that's what I want to use. So let's look. We're using biting right now. Let's look at Arabesque. We lose 2 damage. We lose a chance critical hit 2%. We gain ability to interrupt, and we gain or we lose 35 physical damage from stealth. Definitely not really great. So let's look at this. This is a very interesting system of upgrading your weapons that I like. So if you look at any weapon, you've got the 2 slots. So let's say this is the weapon I'm already using. Anyway, let's just do it with this one, just because it's not set yet. So we have the guard and we have the pommels that we can change. Let's change the guard. We can pick barbarian guards, guards of impact, or guards of the vampire. Now you'll notice the actual guard is changing graphically when I do that, which I really, really like. Even small graphical touches like that, I really like. And apparently that's going to be the case with all the armor and stuff too, which is really, really cool. So we have barbarian guards, which do 1 physical damage. Ability to interrupt +2. And interrupt is basically just means the higher your chance to interrupt, if you hit an enemy while they're attacking you, if your chance to interrupt is really high, that will stop them from attacking. Like it'll interrupt their attack animation, in other words. So you can kind of keep an enemy stun locked. So maybe you don't go for damage, but you try to have very high interrupt, so the enemy's just kind of stun locked the entire time. And guards of the vampire, physical damage plus stealth. We don't really do any of that. So we're going to do this. Now, what does it require for me to do this upgrade? It takes 6 raw metal and 4 leather, which you can see I've got plenty of. But before we do that, let's go to the armor. Let's try the armor. I actually have not tried changing any of my armor. Let's do... Oh, I got a breastplate too. What's this? You can see the change on the right-hand side. Looks pretty nice. We get a little extra defense. Interrupt resist is the same. We get a little bit of poison resist. Sure, let's equip it. And we're going to craft. We're going to mess with the spalders. Let's get some WoW-esque gigantic spalders. So again, you can see when we choose the upgrade, it changes them graphically. Oh, that's neat. Let's see, what do these do? We'll just look at very quickly. Let's see, physical resist, magic regen, max magic, health regen, interruption resist, and interruption resist. Health regen's always kind of nice, especially since we die very quickly in this game. I'll go ahead and do that. Oh, we're missing steel, so we can't. Now, okay, now you see this. Oh, we're missing steel. What can we do about that? Let's see what materials we have. Let's see. This is just our bag, which is sorted into usable items, components, and quest items. Components. So let's say I needed what? Steel? So let's say, I want to craft some steel. What does it require to craft steel? Well, it takes 6 refined metals, 4 leather, and 10 tainted blood. Oh, whoa, tainted blood. So I don't have enough refined metal. Can I make more? Let's see. Craft. So we need raw metal. Yeah, let's craft some. Do just 1. And we'll craft steel. 1 steel. Yep. And now we can go back to the craft this, the spalders. And what was I wanting? The health regen. Oh, we still need 1 more steel. Damn. Damn you. Fine, I will do it. Oh, I might not have enough metal. So screw it. You get the idea. But you can also, like, find bones to make other things. Well, let's say I need bones. You can actually just, I guess, buy bones. I don't know who you're buying it from. But hey, I was going to buy a bone. You can do it. So it looks like, I think anything pretty much you can get at least by money. Now, it was going to cost you a lot of money because raw metal, if I want to craft raw metal, it takes 10 just to make 1 raw metal. And then refined metal takes 4. And then steel takes 6 of those. So yeah, it could get very expensive very quick if you need a lot of steel. But it's really cool that that option is there and I don't have to go back to town to utilize it. So that is pretty damn neat. You also have usable items. Let's go ahead and pick the item up. This game needs AE loot too. Let's go up here. Can we get up there? Oh, we can climb up. Nice. I don't know how he's climbing up. Well, I guess there's sort of handholds. But let's say, oh, cutscene. This doesn't look like a trap. Quick time event! Luckily, I have seen no quick time events, which pleases me. Now, if there's one now, I'm going to be angry, especially after saying that I haven't seen any quick time events. I like how he defaults to the sword even though I'm using daggers.
Oh shit, you don't look much like a good lunch. Fuck.
Language, my god. Ouch, that was right off the bat. Wish you would target, thank you. Alright, so now we can, let's see, oh, let's use some traps. We need to lay some traps. Now you can also set... Let's get him to land on this trap. Oh, wait, did he land on it? Nope. Was it right here? We can also use our hotkeys. If you look at the bottom right, you can see our hotkeys. We've got some bolts. Let's use those. Get him angry. Come on over here. Look, he's just hitting her with it. Come on, you. Get our magic going. Maybe this guy's weak against fire. Not that weak. And you see our mana below our health. Again, I'm trying to attack from behind because I do get extra critical hit chance. But again, as you can see, not doing a lot of damage, even considering I'm critting on him. He is really not happy with her. You can also drink a mana potion to get your mana back. Alright, let's avoid that. Let's go ahead and drink a regular potion. I still don't quite get why he kind of... Oops. Why he doesn't drink the potion. It's kind of weird. I defaultly keep hitting tab to try to get out of the way. There we go. There's a riposte. Oh. Let's go ahead and get fire on our sword while we get the chance. Ouch. Got a nice riposte. Watch it. Got to get that timing a little better because we really need those riposts. At least we'll get him onto this trap. There we go. What's really nice too is I actually have an increased chance on my riposte to do critical damage. Got a nice chain going here. Ouch. Of course I say that and then immediately get smacked around. I'm assuming that Sybil will be fine once she gets up. I'm trying to not get in the corner there. So as you can see, yes, the X hit points on the mobs are a little bit ridiculous. I was trying to get out of there. Let's see if I can... Oh. I cannot see what I'm... Okay. Now I can't get up. Okay. I don't know if that was a bug or what, but I actually could not get up or move or block. So he just basically knocked me down, which is not a good sign. Hopefully that was just a bug, because yeah. And I couldn't see. As you can see, like I say, the camera is really bad in tight spaces. Really bad. And that's not, it's a kind of a cheap hit too, to start you like right there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, keep in mind, I'm not playing on hard difficulty here. This is normal. There's easy, normal, and then 2 other harder difficulties. Forgot about that. Right, let's hope he doesn't get into a chain thing this time. Yeah, and keep in mind again, you don't have to actually do anything to riposte. It does it automatically. And you can see too, the traps don't do much damage, even after I get that boost to the trap damage. And unfortunately, I can't really seem to get him off of her. I mean, it's nice when she keeps attacking him because I get all that critical chance from behind. But I kind of want her to heal me. Her heals are pretty slow, but... Once you kind of get into a pattern of riposting, a lot of times you can just keep doing it pretty easily. Because you riposte, jump back in, get like 1 hit, and then by the time you hit dodge, you kind of do it automatically. Of course, I immediately screw it up, but... I don't know, like, the combat... I think mobs have too much hit points, or at least we don't do enough damage. But the combat itself, so far, I like... It's just like the monsters do a ton of damage, and you do very, very, very low damage. Which can be really annoying. Come on, come over here, big guy. Of course, I told her to be more on offense. Oh, this is a good time. Show on orders. Let's tell her, hey, heal us. I think that changed it. Oh, okay, I just had to click it. Okay. There's no confirmation or anything. Hit the traps. I thought the trap actually did pretty decent damage. I mean, comparatively. Ouch. Didn't see that. Oh, in the back. Uh-oh. Yeah, I would definitely like to see some improvements to dealing with the camera while you are in a corner. That feels a little tight. But as you can see, yeah, I feel like this monster should probably be dead by now, given how much I've been beating the crap out of it. And it's not really a difficult monster. It's just taking a really long time, and it's just very punishing because if you get hit, it does, like I say, a significant amount of damage. Of course, having Sybil here helps significantly. Oops, extra attack there. You can also interrupt your frames, as far as I can tell. Like, even though you start an attack, if you dodge, most of the time, you can dodge out of it. But sometimes if you're, like, near the end, ooh, I do not like how one thing I don't like is how your character sometimes auto-moves. Like, let's say I'm just going to press attack. I'm just going to dodge and attack. Notice I'm kind of going around the side. Watch as I continue to do that. Again, I'm not moving in any direction. I'm just dodging and left-clicking to attack. There we go. So again, yeah, a bit tedious. I don't really know why the enemies needed to have that much hit points. It doesn't really make the fight harder. The enemy itself is pretty weak. And really the only way I was going to die is if I just get a really nasty combination of dodges or moves that I don't dodge like 3 or 4 in a row and I don't heal in time. So yeah, the hit points definitely feel really high, and their damage is high. I don't mind if their damage was high, but I would like to see your damage higher as well. Not crazy high, but that feels like that fight should have taken at least 20% less time than it did. Why, hello there.
This is horrible. We can't just leave that woman in this prison. We must find a way to free
prison
her
so
from
much
here.
as plants, but all right.
Sybil, do not do that. I know this woman. She is not here by accident. She is a witch. If you free her, we all run the risk of falling under the power of her magic.
But Father, we can't just let this poor person die here. It would be inhuman.
Inhuman? That is exactly what she is, my child.
He's the wicked one. Aeolus, is it not? He's the one who imprisoned me, with no food or water, and barely clothes.
Oh, come on, you dressed yourself like that.
What? You lying bitch! Don't listen to her.
Father?
She is trying to manipulate you. Use your brain, child.
I'm begging you, get me out of here. I can't hold on much longer.
Yeah, obviously she seems pretty evil, but we're gonna let her go.
Who are you?
We'll talk a little bit here.
My name is Edwin. The ignorant will tell you that I'm a witch, a sorceress, or even a necromancer. The truth is much simpler and more socially acceptable. I am, in fact, a magician. But neither as powerful nor as evil-minded as they think me.
She lies to thee. She is hiding something, and it is not her body. You would say that.
I beg your pardon.
No, nothing.
He's talking to the demon inside of me.
Believe me, she is powerful. She is evil, and she is a danger to us all.
So if you're not a necromancer, then why are you dressed as one? They didn't dress me up like this, did you? No, no. Oh, wow, yes. What are you doing here anyway, Yolos?
You seem to know a lot about her.
Yolos?
What the hell are you doing here anyway? The steward asked me to look into a dark power that has been affecting some of the villagers. Something evil. And my search has led me here. It is no coincidence. That cursed woman is the cause.
I wouldn't expect him to admit to keeping a woman captive in the swamps for his own evil purposes.
Wow.
Nonsense.
Dressing like that in the forest, how dare you? And you came here with no escort?
And so you just trotted out here with no escort. What, were you afraid we'd charge you extra? I came here as quickly as possible, yes, to stop you committing a grievous error. I was hoping that you would escort us back to the village afterwards. Without a supplement, yes. It seems to me that you are quite well paid.
Yeah, we'll free her, even though obviously she feels pretty evil to me, but maybe that's all the reason more to free her.
I've never been in the habit of just letting people die like animals in a cage, whatever their crimes may be. This woman doesn't look like a dead walker. That's enough for me. We'll take it back to Valvanor, and you can tell your stories to them.
Oh, she's not a flat-out zombie, so she is fine.
Stay away, you stupid girl.
Yikes.
No, fools! Leave her in that cage.
She can easily slide. Look, there's a big gap at the bottom. Come on. You can fit an elephant through that.
Now meet your eternity.
What are you doing to him? Let him go!
Very well. You may have him. I am finished.
Father? Father! Oh no, no! This can't be happening!
You're gonna wish you had died back there in that cell, you sick bitch.
Wait!
Oh, wait, hold
To
on.
die, I wish to know who stands before me.
I am Vulcan, Powder Master of the Freeborn Blades. And as for the man you made the mistake of killing, he was our...
That is not my question. Who stands before me? Are you an imbecile or blind?
I might be the mercenary who is going to grab you by your snake of a tongue and throw you into the darkest pit he can find.
That worked really well
From
for
what I
4.
can see, you're an imbecile, incapable of piercing the face that hides the true nature of the Red Scribes.
Well, I can pierce your face, if that's all you want, in several places.
Mock if you like, lamb that you are. You insist on believing that your employers are only scholars, curious and inoffensive. Can you not see more? Red Scribes, Ice Lords, they come from the same mold, and they want the same thing. Some are simply more successful in their efforts. Aeolus thought I possessed knowledge which he could use to become the equal of the Ice Lords. That's why he questioned me.
I'm gonna skip through this dialogue just to avoid spoilers. I just kind of picked stuff at random there. And you can see we already got another level. So, yeah, level very, very quick. We're already like a quarter through level 11. And you've already seen me hit level 10. So, yeah, getting levels very, very quick. But, yeah, oh, looks like she's in my party now. That's pretty awesome. Looks like you can probably only have one person at a time as well, maybe. Or it's just due to with the option that I picked. But, yeah, that is Bound by Flame. And just really quick to show you... yeah, there's a few other things I was going to show you. Hold on, don't leave just yet. Show you some of the other things. You got the bag here. It's the skills, feats. You can check your status. You can see your over hit points, the damage you do with daggers, all that good stuff. It's always good to have. Yeah, I've always read this as dairy. But you have your primary quests and your secondary quests. You can also pull up enemies like that you fight. It'll tell you a little bit about them, a little background, tell you what they're weak to. And also any characters you meet will go here. You also have pretty nice maps. I've actually been pretty happy with the maps. You can hit F and get this. Now this is if this needs to be like, let me be this make this a little bit more translucent, because it's pretty distracting. But you can just put it in the middle, or you can just take it out completely if you don't want to be looking at a map, having it tell you what to do. Gamers to these days and their maps. We made our own maps back in my day. But yeah, as you can see, there's some serious lip syncing issues going on. I mean, it's not enough to... It's one of those things that's definitely noticeable, and it's more like comically noticeable. It's not really like, oh, this game's terrible, because it has horrible lip syncing. Graphically, too, I've heard a lot of people complain about the graphics. Folks, this is not a AAA game. This is by a small studio. I don't think it looks great. I mean, I think it looks good enough. There's definitely some graphical issues, and I haven't really showed you any here up to this point. But there's some parts where it looks like it's trying to do cell shading. It's got the thick black borders in some areas, but it doesn't look quite right. It looks like off, like it's not really supposed to be there. I haven't noticed it a lot, but I have noticed a few times, and when I have, it's very noticeable. Like I said, the graphics aren't super, but they get the job done, and I don't think it's a significant negative to the game personally. Oh, what else was I going to mention here? I'm just going to kind of run back, because there are secondary quests, there's primary quests, a bunch of quests and stuff to do. Open world, not so much. I mean, it does seem like you can run around a little bit, but for the most part, it's just kind of like separate paths that all come together and go to specific areas in the game. And I was going to go to this town. I'm probably not going to go too far just in case it kicks into more cutscenes and spoilers. The setting is pretty generic. I mean, this is a pretty generic fantasy world. The whole army of undead rising up against humanity, and you're the last...
Well, first go see your steward before the...
Anyway, yeah, so you're like the one person who can stand against this giant army of the undead, and you're possessed by a evil spirit, and you've got to, you know, decide, are you going to give in to the spirit and get the power, or are you going to fight off the spirit and keep your goodness or whatever? So a lot of very, very common, a little overly used themes going on. But so far, I've actually been enjoying this game so far. Like I say, the combat's pretty brutal, and at least early on, the damage you do compared to the enemies, it seems really, really skewed, especially considering this is normal difficulty. I don't even want to think about what this is on hard or the hardest difficulty. They're called like Hawk or something. I don't know what the difficulty names are. There's something weird. But yeah, even at normal, people picking this up who aren't used to combat games that require a lot of timing and pick normal, which most people do by default, I would imagine, are going to be in for a big surprise and probably be very, very frustrated that they are dying over and over and over again. Now, again, you can't quick save anywhere, but that's not really an excuse. I think for normal difficulty, it probably should definitely stand to be easier. And like I say, the enemies are more tedious than anything at this level, just because you just have to beat on them, and beat on them, and finally they fall over. And like I say, they just do a ton of damage to you. I'd rather see a little bit more balance. Let them keep doing a lot of damage to you, but man alive, don't make it so that like, even when I'm critting and hitting from behind, it still takes a lot of attacking spam to just get the enemies killed. But yeah, overall, like I say, I'm enjoying it. The story, I'm not really that into the story so far. I really like the customization of the armors and weapons. I like that not only can you customize the stats, I like how it also changes the look of the items. I think that's a really, really cool feature. And like I say, the combat, I've actually enjoyed it so far, which, you know, is a big thing for me. I like a good combat system. I like one that rewards you for blocking and parrying right at the right time, so you can riposte, you know, just like you could like parry, for example, in Dark Souls. The music's been pretty good. Voice acting for the most part's been, you know, good enough. Some parts were a little iffy, but for the most part, it's been enjoyable. And I actually do want to play this. I actually do want to play this and beat this, which, you know, that says a lot to me, because a lot of these indie games that I pick up, or any games that I pick up for Let's Tries, a lot of times I'm just like, okay, you know, I played this for 2 or 3 hours and I get the idea, and it's not really compelling enough to say, okay, now that I'm done with a Let's Try, I want to go back and I want to put hours into this game and I want to beat this game. That usually doesn't happen. That's actually happening with this game. So that does confuse me a little bit with the poor ratings. Also, you have a personal light, I guess, from the demon that you can turn on and off, which is pretty cool. And apparently makes you easier to see, which I think I find that pretty amusing. But yeah, it kind of surprises me that game's getting kind of crapped on. I know it's Polygon, which, Polygon. But they gave it like a 4 out of 10. And again, maybe things get worse later on, but like I say, so far I've been enjoying it. So yeah, if you are into RPGs and want something a little bit different with definitely a harder difficulty of the combat, or if you're okay with turning the difficulty all the way down, I would say take a look at Bound by Flame. Like I say, I actually want to go back and play this game some more. I want to finish it, kind of see what happens, but mostly I want to, you know, kill stuff and upgrade my armor and get more powerful. It's not one that I would necessarily play just because I found the story all that compelling. I'm not really that interested in what's going on. Maybe that'll change later on, but meh, who knows. The crafting system's fun, and like I say, yeah, I've been enjoying myself so far. Anyway, I think I've rambled on enough about Bound by Flame. Again, it's $39.99. It is going to be available on PC, or it is actually, by the time you see this, it'll be available on PC. I believe also PS3, PS4, and Xbox 360. The PS4 might be a bit later. I'm not sure. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on the Twitters. Leave comments below if you've played this game. Let me know. Let me know what you thought of it. Do you think the reviewers are right? Or have you been enjoying this as well? I definitely want to hear back from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Step back, though. We are getting this worked up about a mobile game. I mean,
I do hate you, though. I want to be 100% clear with a moment of seriousness. I hate your guts.